Wolfpack, welcome to the Trent Middle School 2018-19 presentation for our overall PAC values, and we'll go over also PAC policies.
We would like to take a moment to introduce the administrative team at Trent Middle School. Your principal is Mr. Perry. Your assistant principal for 6th grade and the first half of 7th grade, alphabet A through J, will be Mr. Golker. Your assistant principal for the second half of 7th grade, L through Z, and all of 8th grade is Ms. Weisinger. Your counselors will be Ms. Greggins, all of 6th grade, 7th grade last name A through J, and Ms. Secord, 7th grade K through Z, and all of 8th grade.
Let's talk a little bit about arrival and dismissal. Students, remember school begins at 8:25 a.m. each day, and dismissal time will be 3:35 p.m. Students are not allowed into the cafeteria until 7:30 in the morning. Students not attending an after-school activity should not be on campus anytime after 4 p.m. each day. Students are only allowed to have cell phones out in the morning and after school unless you are given special permission by your teachers. Remember, if your cell phone is out at any time that is not before school or after school without teacher permission, then you will be in violation of the cell phone policy.
We will have snack time still for all 3 grade levels. 6th grade snack will happen at the beginning of 7th period for 3 minutes. I'm going to give you a minute to look over the list of approved snacks. While you're doing that, keep in mind that the only drinks that are allowed in the classrooms are water.
Seventh grade, your 7th and 8th grade, your snack list is also listed here. Please take a moment to look at the approved snacks for your grade level, and make sure that your snacks are also dry and non-sticky, healthy items that you are bringing to class. And again, as the same as 6th grade, water is the approved beverage.
Students, in the cafeteria, you can bring your own lunch or you can buy from the cafeteria. Your lunch has to be eaten in the cafeteria unless you are serving a lunch detention. We do not allow lunches or other food items to be taken out of the cafeteria or beverages. Again, the only thing that can be taken in the hallway and the classrooms would be water and your snack at the approved time. Your lunch account can be paid online through My Payments Plus. And if you do buy lunch here at school, we have 2 lines available. You can buy a meal or you can buy individual items a la carte, such as chips and ice cream and other beverages. At the tables, only 12 students per each table, so you can have 6 on each side of the table.
Students, once you are finished with your lunches in the cafeteria, the expectation is that you clean up after yourselves. So make sure that if you have trash, that you take care of your trash and take care of your responsibilities. Also remind your neighbors, your friends that are sitting next to you to take care of their trash. We do have a custodian, but it is your responsibility to clean up after yourself and make sure that you are showing your PAC values.
While in the cafeteria, it's important to follow some procedures. We need you to speak to only the people at your table. If everyone is yelling across the cafeteria or at tables beside them, it can get very loud very quickly. When you do choose a table, you cannot change tables for any reason. If you have a specific concern that you need addressed, raise your hand and an administrator will come by to help you with this. Again, your table and the floor around you must be cleaned before you will be dismissed. This includes putting away trays. No trays should be left on the tables at the end. If you need anything, please put up your wolf ears and be acknowledged by an adult. This includes things such as extra food, utensils, the restroom, trips to the library, the nurse's clinic, or the front office. If you invite your parents to eat with you, they should only bring enough food for you. You cannot have friends sit with you and you cannot share food with other friends. There's a designated area for you and your parent to sit over by the windows near the courtyard.
Right, students, if for any reason you are assigned a lunch detention, you will receive a pass notifying you of that lunch detention, and you will be required to serve your lunch detention. If you do not report to the designated area, then an administrator will call for you to ensure that you are aware that you have a lunch detention and that you are serving it. Students will be going into a specified teacher's classroom, depending on the day of the week, in order to serve the lunch detention. And hopefully this will not be an issue for you, but again, we want to ensure that you are aware of the policy.
Occasionally at lunch, we'll have the opportunity to use the courtyard. After your table is clean and the area has been picked up by all students at the table, if you raise your hand, we may be able to send you to the courtyard after you are finished with lunch. While in the courtyard, keep in mind that this is a privilege. It is a time to visit with your friends. We can't be running, playing wall ball, football, or other games. You cannot take food or drink outside to the courtyard unless you have a specific pass from your grade level that gives you permission to eat in the courtyard that day. If you do have a pass to eat in the courtyard, we need you to bring your trash back in to the cafeteria when you are finished. When you are allowed to use technology in the courtyard, we need to follow the BYOD policy. We can't have pictures or videos taken in the courtyard or anywhere else in the school. Cell phones can only be used in the courtyard when given permission.
Attendance. Let's talk about attendance. You need to be here every day. Students, we understand that there may be some times where you need to be absent, but just make sure that if that is the case, that you have a note and you bring it and turn it in to Ms. Mayer in the main office. Make sure that you are in attendance and on time, punctual each day. Students that may be denied the opportunity to participate in a school activity on the same day if you are absent. If you have excessive absences, then you could face a variety of disciplinary consequences. You are responsible for all work that you miss on the days that you are absent. But again, make sure that if you are able to be at school that you are here, because again, attendance does count each day.
Students, it is very important to take care of the valuables and the items that you have brought to the building. Those are your responsibility. Each student in the school, if you bring things such as jewelry, money, or electronics, you need to make sure that you are taking care of those things and not loaning them to friends. It is ultimately your responsibility for those items. When you do put stuff in your locker, make sure you lock all of your school lockers, whether it's your regular locker, your PE or athletics locker, or lockers in the fine arts area. Do not share your combination or your locker with other students. Things that are taken from lockers that are unlocked or rigged, or if you've given your combination to other students, are your responsibility.
Right, students, we do have a lost and found, and Miss Daniel in the front office is in charge of the lost and found. If you lose anything and you cannot find it, please check with Miss Daniel. But before doing that, make sure that you look in the cafeteria at the items where the lost and found items are kept on the rack. So make sure that you look at that area first, and if you can't find it, then you can come to the main office to talk with Miss Daniel or an administrator before or after school if you've lost an item. Again, students, it is your responsibility to take care of your items, specifically cell phones and things of that nature. Make sure that you keep those items in your locker when you're not using them, or keep them safe in your pocket so that you do not have any issues with lost and found items.
Students, the main purpose of you being here at Trent is your education. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself and others around you. If students are disruptive, this interrupts the learning of all students. Throughout the year, we will have incentives for positive choices, such as team incentives, field trips, and the ability to participate and attend school events. Failure to meet these stipulations could result in consequences for any inappropriate behavior.
Dress code. Make sure that you are following the dress code that has been outlined in your student handbook Here are a few items that you need to make sure that you are aware of. Remember, you can't wear any hats, caps, or hoodies in the building. If you're wearing your hoodie, make sure that you do not wear your hood over your head, and that is specific for safety reasons. All shirts must have sleeves, and the sleeves must be 2 inches at minimum. Undergarments should never be visible. No sagging pants. They must be worn at the waist. All holes in the jeans must be below the fingertips. So again, you can have holes in your jeans, but they have to be below fingertip length. You can have colored hair if that is your preference. And also remember, yoga pants, tights, or leggings must have skirts that are shirts that are worn and that are below the fingertip length. So again, students, make sure that you're aware of the dress code expectations. If you have any questions, then please check with your administrators.
At Trent, we have a behavior management plan which consists of many different factors. Depending on the issues, such as dress code or tardies, you may be assigned the following consequences for a certain amount of violations. For the first dress code offense, you will have to change into Dress for Success clothing. If you accumulate more dress code violations, you could end up having to serve a lunch detention, C-Hall, and even a TNR. With tardies, your first one of each 6 weeks is going to be a warning. If you do have a second one, you will receive a lunch detention. The third one would be a C-Hall. The fourth one would be a TNR. At the conclusion of each 6 weeks, we will reset tardies, so each student will have a fresh count to begin the 6 weeks. We will not count tardies the first couple days of school.
Looking at your disciplinary options, just make sure that you're aware that detentions are 30-minute sessions. They're usually held during lunch or before or after school. A C-Hall is a 1-hour detention that is going to be held on Tuesday or Thursday after school from 3:40 to 4:40 p.m. And you are required to bring your schoolwork during that 1-hour detention so that it can be productive. Thursday night reflections, or TNR, are your 3-hour after-school detentions that are held only on Thursday evenings from 3:40 to 6:30 p.m. Again, you will bring schoolwork and any healthy snack that you may have. Remember, you cannot have any fast food or soft drinks during this time, but because it is a 3-hour detention, you will be allowed to eat a healthy snack. Expectations for C-Hall, TNR, and your after-school detentions will be the same as during school. There will be no talking. You will be expected to complete your classwork, to arrive on time, and to be respectful.
It's important that we're always practicing our PAC values here at Trent Middle School. We're going to talk more about harassment and bullying and being kind to others during future OVAS meetings, but we wanted to give you a moment to read over the following slide about harassment. Harassment is conduct that meets the definition established in our local district policy, which can be found in your handbook, your student code of conduct. Any conduct that threatens to cause harm or bodily injury to another student is sexually intimidating, causes physical damage to the property of other students, subjects another student to physical confinement or restraint, or maliciously and substantially harms another student's physical or emotional health or safety can be considered harassment.
Right, students, you have a lot of resources here at Trent. You have your teachers, you have your assistant principals, as well as your counselors. You also have a school resource officer, Officer Storm, but there are several individuals that are here to help you. Here at Trent, you are all SWAT students, that is students with a task. So we're asking all of you to make sure that you utilize your resources. If you see someone who is being bullied, make sure that you report that. We want to make sure that we address all of your concerns, and we want to make sure that every student is comfortable in being a member of the PAC.
Let's talk a little more about electronic devices and bringing your own device, any kind of technology here at Trent. As we mentioned earlier, your cell phones are allowed before and after school. After that, after you head to first period, your cell phone must be turned off and kept out of sight except like I said, before school or during an academic class if your teacher gives you permission. You may not use your cell phones in the hallways, bathrooms, or locker rooms. We have clocks all over the school, so looking at your phone to tell the time is not an excuse. If you are caught with these devices out at the wrong times, they will be taken up. Headphones can only be used at Trent with teacher permission for educational purposes and should not be visible in the hallways, even around your neck. Headphones should always be put away, and the only headphones you should have at Trent are headphones that are compatible with our Chromebooks. When using your devices, it is important to remember that you have to use appropriate language and material on phones. Failure to do so could result in your device being taken away. During school hours, no pictures or videos should be taken unless it is for an educational purpose, which will be discussed by your teachers before the assignment. Consequences of taking other students' photos or videos could result in your phone being taken up for a while and an ISS placement.
Here at Trent, we will have several safety and security drills. We'll have a fire drill, tornado drill, a lockdown drill, and also an evacuation drill. We want to ensure that you all understand how important safety and security is here at Trent. We will have a separate presentation that addresses only safety and security because we want to make sure that you understand the expectations for conducting yourself appropriately during all drills. And this will happen at least once a 6 weeks so that we can make sure that if in the event of any type of emergency that you are prepared and you understand what to do.
Students, your safety and security is our #1 concern at Trent Middle School. Some things that you can do to help us provide a safe environment are to be aware of your surroundings. If you see something that doesn't look right or somebody that's not acting right, please let someone know, whether it's your teacher, an administrator, Officer Storm, any adult on campus, and they will get that message to the right person. As you walk around the building between classes or even during class if you are out for some reason, it is important to know that you should not open exterior doors for anyone. Anyone that needs to be in the building will have a key. If you see somebody trying to get in the building, do not open the door for them and report it to an adult immediately. This will help us to stay safe in and around our building. Again, your safety is our #1 priority.
Students, that will conclude our presentation. Remember, the pack is strong. You are a member of the pack. The strength of the wolf is the pack, and the strength of the pack is the wolf. Please live up to your responsibility. Thank you. Good luck to all and have a great year.